Alright, this video, it's the second video of today. In this video, I'm going to talk about adversity, man. Adversity. What is it? It's the problems you face on a daily basis, or the problems you have been facing for the past week or so. Adversity. It could be, losing something, losing a job, not being able to find one. You name it, man. It's whatever is hard in your life, any problem, that you have. It's adversity, bro. Like, let's say you play soccer and you get injured, right? You play soccer, you get injured, and now you can't play for the rest of the season, right? That's adversity. You're facing adversity. And not everybody, matter of fact, faces adversity, more than once in their life. But some people lose the fight to adversity and just crumble under the pressure that it brings, right? They crumble under it, they let their emotions get the best of them many times. But there's also people that thrive in adversity, right? They motivate themselves, they let it motivate themselves, right? They look at the positives of that situation, because facing adversity, man, it builds your character. It develops you into a man, into a stronger person. So there's a lot of pros to adversity, right? There's also cons, right? Let's say stress. Stress is most likely the main one that it brings, right? So it's all about how you view it. And I viewed it both ways. When I was younger, I hated adversity. I hated it. And it stressed me out. It raised my cortisol levels to insanely high levels, and I let it get the best of me. But now I'm looking at it in a different perspective, in a different lens, right? So like I said, it builds your character. It helps get you stronger in a sense, and I'm choosing to view it that way. So the adversity that I'm facing right now, it's ultimately gonna develop me into the person that I want to be in the future, right? So I'm thankful for this opportunity, this adversity that I'm facing right now, because it's for the better. There's a saying, right? The Lord doesn't, He gives you problems that He knows you can face and that He knows you can get over. So I can get over this, this hard part, this hard little stretch of my life. So yeah. I mainly made this video just to, get that out of my system, and just to, give y'all some encouraging words to the people that are currently facing, adversity in their life. You can get through it. Just view it in a positive light. Like I said, man, tell yourself, okay, this problem, this stretch of my life is ultimately making me a stronger person and a better person, mentally and physically. It could be both. It could be just one. But ultimately, adversity just helps you become better in life. So yeah, it's all about how you view things. It's all about your perspective. So these past couple weeks, I've been changing my perspective. I've been looking at things, on the positive side. Just not focusing on negative things, because nothing good comes out of it. Yes, there's stretches, there's hours in my days where I'm like, okay, man, I feel down, but I can't let it get the best of me, man. You can have one bad day. Everybody has a bad day, right? Just don't let that bad day turn into weeks, months, whatever, right? So yeah, man, those are just some encouraging words I wanted to get out. I wanted to say it to myself, but also say it to the people that are watching my videos. Like I said, I want to influence people in a positive way. So this is one of the things that brings me joy, is just helping people and making them feel better, brightening their day. Because you know, this day and age, the world we live in, you know, there's negativity everywhere around us, and it's easy to let that negativity, you know, rule over us and, you know, put us in a bad mood, bad spot, whatever. So if I can even help one person, that's enough for me, right? Better someone's day, you name it. So that's something that brings a smile to my face. That's something that brings, you know, warmth to my heart, to my soul. So that's something I'm gonna continue to do, you know, help other people and help them in any way that I can, right? So yes, you know. So yeah, man, you'll get through this rough spot. You know, bad times don't last forever, man, but also you gotta, you know, every day put in work to, you know, get out of that hole that you dug yourself in, you know. So yeah, this is the second video of today. I'm sure I'm gonna make more. You know, I want to get things out of my brain, out of my chest, and I want to, you know, share it to the world, right? That's the beautiful part of the internet, right? You can influence people from across the world. You know, I know English is a universal language, right? So, you know, I can influence people from Europe and, you know, from all across the United States, and, you know, whichever country, you know, any English-speaking person, whichever country they may reside in, I can influence them in a positive way through my videos. So that's something that, you know, also pushes me to, you know, make more videos and speak my mind, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, man. You know, last thing I'm gonna leave off with, adversity is a privilege. You know, what, do you want your life to be easy all the time? No, man. You want to, I mean, there's people that, you know, prefer to have an easy life, but, you know, there's beauty in the struggle, you know. There's beauty in the struggle, beauty in the hard parts of your life. So make the best out of them. And yeah, man, I hope you guys had an amazing rest of y'all's day. It's still early. It's still 12:52 p.m. I hope you guys have an amazing day. And yeah, man, stay positive, and I will see you guys in the next video that I post. So yeah, peace.